A new law regulating laser hair removal is causing confusion about who is legally allowed to do it.
The Laser Hair Removal Act sets qualifications, training requirements, and oversight protocols, but some say it leaves out a major group of workers. News on 6's Chin Doan is live with a look at all sides of this issue. Chin?
Lori and Craig, everyone I talked to today about that new law says it's unclear. The owner of Clinical Aesthetics of Tulsa says she's been doing laser hair removal for 2 decades. And based on her interpretation of the law, her job could be in jeopardy. House Bill 2998, also known as the Laser Hair Removal Act, took effect November 1st, but there's still confusion about who is legally able to do the job. Susan Miller, owner of Clinical Aesthetics of Tulsa, says the new law mentions only physicians, physician assistants, and certain nurses are approved to do laser hair removal, leaving out aestheticians and medical assistants.
I felt like it was saying that those of us in the industry who had been doing this for many years, myself 20+ years, were no longer eligible to be able to do that if we did not have a medical degree.
I contacted all 5 authors of the bill and heard back from only Senator Julie Daniels, who says, quote, "The goal of the legislation is to break down barriers to work while providing adequate public safety precautions," end quote. When I asked her to clarify whether aestheticians and medical assistants are allowed to work under a physician's supervision, she told me to contact the Oklahoma Medical Board. The executive director of the Oklahoma Medical Board, Sandra Harrison, says the legislation is not clear. She says one option is to request for an opinion from the state attorney general, but that's only if the medical board votes to approve a request for an opinion, and the board doesn't meet again until January. Harrison says another option is to request for clarification on language through the legislature, which doesn't return until February. Dr. Christy Bennett is the medical director for several medical spas. She believes aestheticians and medical assistants should be able to do laser hair removal under a physician's supervision.
They have been primarily jobs held by women. Women being taken out of a workforce immediately by a bill like this is very detrimental to not only the medical community that they serve, but also the economy and their livelihood, their families.
Now there's even confusion over who regulates aestheticians if the law does allow them to do laser hair removal. The medical board tells me aestheticians are regulated by the cosmetology board, but the cosmetology board tells me if aestheticians are working under a physician, they're regulated by the medical board. Lori?
All right, Chin, seems like a lot of confusion with a lot of agencies that needs to be cleared up. The new law also removes the requirement for on-site supervision from a doctor at each facility, but it does require the devices to be FDA approved.